welcome back to the Regimentals YouTube channel. It's been quite some time since I did my last video. Various reasons why. Obviously it's been difficult with the lockdown, the current situation with the coronavirus. It's been hard to get motivated to film another video. New stock has not really been coming into us very much. We've been putting stuff on our website that we've had in and around our office, a couple of consignments. And also I've had various problems at home with relatives being very ill in hospital with the virus. So it's been hard to get back into it. It's like the first day back at school. But I thought to myself, I've just got to get out there and do a video. So I thought, get this video done. I'm going to present to you some new items that we've just got in. They're going to be going onto the website either in this update we're doing now or next week's update. And they're really nice combat worn items and things again that I find interesting. I thought to myself, shall I try and do a tutorial? Shall I try and talk about shows that are coming up soon? But the situation is so up and down at the moment, I can't talk about shows. So I thought, first video back, just do my usual preview of new items coming into stock, and we'll go from there, and hopefully in the coming weeks I'll be able to produce videos for you more frequently and a little bit more interesting content. So I'm just going to get straight into showing you this stuff. And what I'm going to do is I've laid it all out on the table here, and I'm just going to present it to you and explain to you exactly what it is. And then, of course, as I always say, if you see any of these items before they're on the website, just email us or give us a text message, phone us, and you know, it's your chance to buy the item before it goes live on the website. So one of the items that I got just very recently, as I said at the start of the video, all the items that I'm showing here, most of them are combat worn items, which is what I like. And this is a really beautiful, lightweight Prussian M15 tunic, officers. You can see on it the lovely subdued worn officers' shoulder boards there for 261st Regiment. It's got lots of loops on here, wound badge is still there. What's interesting is that the difference in colour on the underside of the arms compared to the top side to show natural wear, and that's always a good thing to look out for, especially on things like Africa Corps tunics. When you're looking for wear, look for how the colour difference is. Like when you turn back the cuffs, you can see a completely different colour in the material, so where the sun has worn it. Lovely skirted back as well, you know, and you're standing inside. It's just a beautifully worn item, and for that person who's making a First World War officer's uniform who wants it combat worn, you can imagine this with a lovely crusher cap, you know, Luger holster. It would look absolutely stunning on a mannequin or a half bust. So that's the first item I wanted to show you. Then I just got in this. It's on the website now actually. It's the Luftwaffe tropical blue tunic. Now, people are familiar with these and this material being the tan coloured tunic, and they actually made it in blue as well, and it's extremely rare stuff. They made blue equipment, they made blue side caps, they made blue M43 field caps, and anything blue tropical Luftwaffe is always a premium item, and this is a really nice untouched example. What's interesting about it is I think the same soldier has kept this tunic throughout the whole of his service, because he's got his enlisted man's eagle on, but he's got officers' shoulder boards. Now they're quite low ranking officers, so there's various things that could have happened. He could have been an NCO and then got field upgraded to an officer, so he's changed his NCO shoulder boards to officer shoulder boards. That's one thing that could happen, but it doesn't have any NCO tress around here. So personally, what I think has happened in Africa, especially with Army Africa, a lot of the soldiers, they liked the Bevo Eagles, they liked the man's insignia. So I think what this officer's done is he's chosen to have a man's tunic. He's chosen to have the Continental Eagle put on there, the man's eagle. But he's just put his officer's insignia on there. And I've seen over the years, I've seen hundreds and hundreds of Army Africa Corps tunics with officers' shoulder boards and man's eagle and man's collar patches too. So, excuse me, they're the theories that could have happened. You know, to be honest, the other theory could be that this tunic was found by a collector with no insignia and he's put these shoulder boards on there. That could have happened. It doesn't take away the fact that the tunic is ultra rare, and of course I've priced it based on just the tunic, not with any story about the shoulder boards. That hasn't affected the price at all. I've just priced it based on the fact that it's a nice blue tropical Luftwaffe tunic. Moving on, this is a stunning piece. Now this is the Argyle and Sutherland Highlanders cutaway tunic. So it's got the Scottish cut here. You can see at the bottom how it cuts away in a rounded edge. Obviously the cuff rank here, it's a captain's rank, and also there's a label inside where you can read the word captain, but you can't define any of the other name there, so very difficult to identify. Lovely bronze collar insignia there, military cross ribbon bar above the pocket. Lots of repairs and little bits of damage here and there, but again, that's what I like, because you can see it's trench used. It's been there in the trenches. He's got 2 wound stripes here on the cuff as well. Very worn inside. Just looking here, this is really interesting, because there's some kind of writing here on the tab, and I didn't notice this first time round when it was dictated. There's some pen written writing. It says very urgent, and then some numbers. I was hoping it might have been a name, but no, just some notes there. Not really sure what it means. I shall look into that. But you know, that's what's really interesting about this job, is that you can dictate an item for your website, describe it all, and then all of a sudden you notice something else about it. You know, quite often I found things in pockets which I didn't even know were there, or I've sold things to customers and they phoned me and said, oh, by the way, I found a medal in the pocket. Because sometimes in the job you just forget to check pockets of jackets like this. So this group, it comes with the Bedford cord breeches and the high boots as well, and of course the Glengarry as well, which is in lovely worn condition. The leather trim around the base of the cap is very worn, and you can see inside the oily texture where it's been heavily used. And you can just tell when you see the group together, it's not being put together, it's all there, trench used from the First World War. Absolutely stunning. While we're on the First World War, I'll jump straight onto this stunning cap. Now this is the foul weather Gore Blimey cap. The insignia on the front is for the King's Royal Rifle Corps. Lovely looking thing, chin strap there, and has the neck flap coming down. And this, as I said, this is the foul weather version. I've never seen anything like it. It's almost like a canvas textured Gore Blimey cap. Lovely buttons on the side here for the King's Royal Rifle Corps as well. Absolutely stunning item, and it's like a one-off, and a bit like as I explained with the German First World War officers tunic, this is British officers wear, and they were all private purchase. They all looked a little bit different to the issue enlisted man's items, and it would look stunning on a mannequin. You know, this having the neck flap like this, I think it's possibly from Salonika or Mesopotamia area, but just a stunning looking piece. And I'm going to open it up here so you can see inside as well. It's a bit fragile. And you can see the sweatband inside, lots of wear on the crown as well. A really stunning piece. Now I think this is reasonably priced because it's a consignment piece. The customer has told us how much he wants for the cap. We've priced it out there with a small commission on top to get it out there, get it sold. So it's your chance to buy a reasonably priced but stunning item. Another combat worn item. Now this is a very old friend of mine. Reluctant to let this go, but again, it's been consigned to us. It's been consigned back to us by the customer who bought it first time round. I bought this tunic in about 2007, 2008 at a show in Germany. I was there at the show, and a German dealer who I know was chatting to a member of the public, and I observed what happened, and he handed over the stuff. They did a deal. I was just watching from the background, and basically what had happened is the son of a veteran had walked into the show with various items all belonging to his father and sold them to this German dealer. I went straight in there and I said, look, I collect Africa Corps, I've got to have that, and I bought it off of the German dealer there and then. And it was this lovely Reconnaissance tunic, and it came at the time with a bleached white side cap with a yellow soutache on it, and this along with the side cap, featured in my book, Africa Corps. It's just a stunning, worn, untouched tunic, and the best thing about it is that when you look at the officers' collar patches on there, what was green wool around the collar patch has completely faded to like a white or a minty kind of green. You can see as you turn it over the remains of where the enlisted man's collar patches are underneath. They're still there underneath these officers' collar patches, which goes back to what I was saying earlier on about the Luftwaffe tropical tunic and how the soldiers like to keep their enlisted man's insignia or change their tunics or just restore their tunics. And here we have the same. Enlisted man's Bevo Eagle officers' collar patches. Now this item is completely untouched. I saw it come from the family, I saw it go to the German dealer, I bought it. So this kind of strengthens what I was saying to you earlier about that Luftwaffe tunic. Those soldiers, they loved to keep their enlisted man insignia. It has lots of loops on here, really lovely piece. It's missing one of the ciphers here, the U for the reconnaissance unit. They're quite easy to get, but because I got it like this, I've always left it like that. And that's going to be on the website this week. Absolutely stunning item, but unfortunately it's not with the side cap anymore. I can't remember what happened. I think maybe the consignee has kept the side cap, or I sold the side cap separately. I can't remember, and I vaguely remember it came with a belt as well, the officer's belt, but I can't remember, it was so long ago, the timeline of where each piece has gone. Now moving on to this lovely Luftwaffe uniform. Now this is a 4-pocket officer's tunic. It comes with lovely condition straight leg trousers, metal ribbon bar, aiguillettes, lovely insignia, Africa cuff title on the sleeve, all been there forever, all untouched. But what's fascinating about this piece, and what I think makes it really interesting, is it has a Prague maker's label inside. So it was made in Czechoslovakia, or the Czech Republic as it's known now, and a lovely quality piece. Lots of really nice metal loops on the front of the tunic here, but they're not just holes made in the tunic. They've been buttonholed to secure it so it doesn't damage the cloth. Really lovely condition piece. And then also there is this lovely Luftwaffe officers overseas cap. Now it's a different material. This is the smooth material on the tunic. This is the more coarser material, but it's still officers material. And inside you can see lots of wear, remains of a size 60 size stamp there. And again, enlisted man's insignia to the front, but officer's cord. Now there's a very high chance that this could have been an NCO's cap who has been field upgraded. The silver cord for the officer is actually factory sewn. It's not something that's been field added. You can see by the quality of the stitching, it's absolutely superb. Lovely wear here around the edge as well, grime right around the rim. So you can see a lovely worn officer's cap, really nice thing. Going back to British First World War, these breeches are the first pattern RAF breeches. Now you can see there, standard pair of breeches, heavy core material, but this has the sealed pattern on it. So it's a sealed pattern example. Really interesting fixing of how the front bib section around the waist fits, and then of course inside it has the WD mark there, broad arrow with an E underneath and the name of the soldier there. Really interesting. This is the sort of thing, once you read the website description, you'll get a better idea of what they are. Lovely piece for a RAF or RFC or just a First War collector. Really nice. And then lastly, I wanted to just feature this Garde du Corps. Now this is a Garde Cuirassier Regiment stroke Garde du Corps helmet, enlisted man's. We always have one or two of these a year. They always sell. They're always slightly crude looking in terms of their construction. This is the enlisted man's version, and as you see, as you view it, you can see the GKR stamping on the back there, on the rear peak. Very worn inside. but these things are so stunning and impressive to look at. They're the epitome of you know, First World War, very, very high ranking, that iconic look. Now this, yeah, it's not a high rank, but it's a trooper's helmet, but you know, it's the Garde du Corps, it's the iconic thing, it's the logo that we use for our headed paper, and for years we used the profile of the Garde du Corps helmet as our Regimentals logo, because it's such a stunning looking thing. You know, this is going to be on the website. I think it's around about £4,000 or something. I have to check the price. But lovely, lovely, interesting helmet, and that won't hang around for very long. So, like I said at the start of the video, very hard to get back into it, get back into the rhythm to talking to the camera. Over the last year or so, I got really used to it and felt more comfortable doing it, and now I feel like I'm back at the beginning. But I feel it's important that I'm honest with you about how I feel about doing the videos. Usually I get really good feedback, and that encourages me to do more videos. As the world opens up again, I'll try and feature more interesting things. When I start going places, I'll start featuring where I'm going. They're the videos that I like doing. I find that much easier because the content is all around me, and I can just show you what it's like being a military dealer going around the world looking for stuff. So on other news, Combat Dealers have been back in touch with me. They're still wanting to do a new episode with me, so watch this space for that. In terms of shows, all there is to talk about really is the War and Peace show. Is it going to go ahead? Is it not? As far as I've heard, the organisers are adamant that it's going ahead. I'd be interesting to see any feedback from people viewing the video on whether they intend to go to the War and Peace show. Obviously it's outside, and social distancing is going to be in place if it goes ahead, and that might cause queues or crowding. All I can tell you is that if the show is on, I will be there. I might not take as much stock as I normally do, but I will definitely be there. So yeah, that's it really. Remember, we update the website every Friday, Thursday or Friday, usually Friday afternoon. Make sure you like the video, make sure you keep following the video, following the channel, and make sure you keep an eye on our website. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.